I'm excited today. We have Mary Ellen Walsh with Red Door Realty with us. We're going to be talking about downsizing your home. So, Mary Ellen Walsh, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Jared. I love to talk about this because I have such strong feelings about it. Because when I downsized from my house in Niskayuna, I learned some things, and I'd love to share those with people. And one thing I know because we've downsized other people, Red Door has extensive knowledge and a whole team of people that help. And it goes beyond getting the best price, which of course is the most important thing, but the other things are important too.
Yeah. Well, Mary Ellen, why do people feel the need to downsize? Why don't they just stay in their house?
A lot of reasons. Well, I have a good friend who said, it was a wonderful house, who said, I love my house. She's raised her kids there. She's supported family members there. She said, I love my house, but I love my husband more. And her husband can't maintain it anymore. So this is not a happy time for her. But I think what we can do is remember that, be aware of that. And as we're looking to get the best price, also be aware that we need to de-stress this process. We need to make sure that there are some positives here. There are positives with downsizing.
So, you're telling me that you can actually not spend all Saturday doing your lawn work and cleaning gutters and
Absolutely.
everything. So,
Yes. It's like you're ready to downsize.
do you have people that they decide to downsize, sell their McMansion or whatever after the kids, are out of the house, and then they also buy a condo in Florida or Arizona, or they buy like a camp or something?
Absolutely. In fact, as much as I love upstate New York, I love the seasons. The fact is, people are moving down to Florida. And as you know, Red Door has connections there as well. We can help with that part of downsizing, finding a townhome or a condo or another place that's a little simpler to live.
Wow. So you're telling me not only do you not have to mow your lawn all Saturday, but you may not have to shovel snow again. This sounds like a no-brainer.
Don't say bad things about snow because I love snow.
All those schemes. So what would you say, Mary Ellen, that would make the process easier for someone that now they have all this stuff, house full of stuff? So how do they get rid of it?
Absolutely. I have very strong feelings about that because I've made some mistakes doing my own downsizing before I became a real estate agent. First, I have strong feelings about garage sales. I think you need an objective person to help. What's worth having a garage sale for? For example, I worked with one family and they spent 6 weeks labeling everything down to a pair of inexpensive eyeglasses for 10 cents that I had left there by mistake. And so that was not going to be a garage sale where they made a lot of money relative to the amount of time they spent and to the amount of time that they delayed listing their house during a prime time. So, I think you need somebody who's objective to come in and say, you know what, you have some wonderful things here, but you don't need to, some of this can be given away. And we have contacts. We have, some of this can be sold. There are local places who would love to have some of the things for free, and that will put them to good use.
Wow. So even like charities, like the Christian charity, people that need beds,
Absolutely.
so they could be, and then you don't have to label everything for 10
No,
cents.
don't.
Give away your friend's classes.
No, even Noah's Attic. I brought some things over to Noah's Attic. The Malta Community Center has a place. I mean, you can't bring a whole dresser there, but they have places if you have maybe some dishes that you don't want anymore, and you can give them. And I will tell you, anything I brought there has disappeared.
Oh,
People need them,
yeah.
and they want to use them, and they're free. There's a free table there.
So not only do you sell people's houses, but you help coordinate or you point them in the right direction for downsizing their house.
Absolutely. I mean,
So,
that's it, it's about so much more than just selling. It's about helping through this time that can be uh, wonderful, but also can be sad. You're leaving behind. You're not only leaving behind all that lawn work. You're also leaving behind the place where your kids skied down this hill that, was probably too big to mow anyway. And you're leaving behind the place where you marked each child's height every time that the school started. You're leaving behind all that, and you're leaving behind. In my case, I had some trees from my parents that were planted in our house, and I thought, I remember the day we planted those, and I think that's what Red Door brings to this, a sensitivity and an awareness that it's about so much more than just moving from one house. It's about leaving the past behind, but also hopefully coming to a simpler, stress-free new home.
Well, you've experienced this. So fast forward 6 months and
Yep.
you've just downsized and you finally got through everything and you're sitting in your new home that's much more lower maintenance. What what are you feeling?
For me, because we had a lot of possessions, not all of which were valuable, by the way, but collectibles. And for me, it just felt like an albatross was off my neck. I had worried about how to how to get rid of, you know, 1,000 records and 500 trains, toy trains, and I worried about that. And once it was done, it was actually very it was a huge relief.
Yeah, that must feel really great when you don't have, the burden of all the stuff and
Right.
taking care of it.
Right.
Like, where's it going to go? And that must feel really good. Now, I guess the question is now, like, what are you doing with all your free time? Now you have the money on, and
I have no launch now. No, I think that's one of the great things about downsizing. I think that you are free to do things that you were never free to do before. You don't have to mow the lawn. You don't have to shovel snow. You can do what you want. I have 8 tomato plants, and that's what I do. I take care of those tomato plants.
Well, that's great. I mean, it's such an inspiration to hear someone that's not only helped people through it, but has also been through it. And so I think that that's great that you're. I also feel like that some of the people they don't realize how much extra effort a realtor can provide. A good realtor on where you bring your stuff, the pricing, the timing of it, all the coordinating. It's a stressful thing in general. So.
Yes, and an objective view. I mean, when I sold my house, I had some old oak dressers that I loved, and they were, in my mind, antiques. And I found out after I tried to sell them, and through several bad attempts with people kind of scamming through Craigslist, that at the time I sold, people didn't want old furniture, they wanted new. So even having a perspective of what's valuable and really how you can maximize your time and get the most return, even on things beyond your house, it's so helpful to have that.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's wonderful, and for select clients, Red Door can even help coordinate a neighborhood-wide garage sale. So that you
Yes,
can drive traffic, and you know what? Sometimes those buyers that want to buy the house, they end up showing at the garage sale anyway. So you can start to fill that pipeline with potential buyers.
you're absolutely right. Yes, yes,
I love it.
yeah.
Well, thank you for coming in and giving us some of the pearls of wisdom when it comes to like downsizing.
Jared, you know what? I believe downsizing can be transformative. It can be with, it can be stress almost, not quite, but it can be almost stress free, and it can free you up to do new things that are fun.
That's so great. Well, thank you.